Shalom, giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakodash, double honors unto the elders and apostles, great North Stand all well, and Shalom unto the 144,000 elect men of the nation of Israel, and the rest of the elect that are destined to be saved. I am the Brother Kalab, the GMS UK. Lord of forecasters kept coming back at you for no less than 10 85 those which I spoke of. So I found this video, this YouTube short on my on my YouTube feed when I was scrolling through it, and I thought it was very interesting. So basically, what it is you've got the famous R&B singer R. Kelly here, who, as we know, was sentenced to I can't remember how long he got in prison, but he's been sentenced to prison basically for dealing with what Esau would consider to be underage women. Now, in reality, technically he didn't really do anything wrong according to the law of the Bible, because according to the law of the Bible, when a woman reaches her age of puberty, she is considered marriageable in under the law of the Bible. But we're living under the law of Esau, where he's made it to where well, you can't deal with a woman until she's 18 years old. I think that's the law in America. A woman has to be 18 years old. Now, with that being said, all things are lawful, but not all things are expedient in this time we're in, because at this time, we're not in our own land. We can't keep our own laws, statutes, and customs. We're in the land of our captivity, and we are under the oppression and rulership of the wicked, which are the Edomites, who rule over us, and they have made unrighteous decrees and changed the laws that the Lord Yahweh set out in the Bible. Now, I say all of that to say this because R. Kelly has found himself thrown under the bus by Esau's, legal system, and now he's found himself in prison for dealing with what Esau would consider to be underage women. Right now, here he is in prison, and I'm going to play this clip. And someone's made a recording of him in prison singing one of his songs, and people are marveling because it's like, oh, well, this guy's singing in prison, and it's like, it sounds so good singing in prison. But I'll say this: R. Kelly has always been singing in prison. Yes, even back in 1992 or 1993 or whatever, he was dropping a Vibe and 12 Play and Summer Buddies and all those classic R&B joints. He's always been singing in captivity, because we as a people, we as Israelites, we have been under the captivity of Esau for the last, you could say 500 years, really. Is it 500 years? 16, 17, 18, yeah, roughly thereabouts, and even before that, we've been under the captivities of the Babylonians, of the Assyrians, the Greeks, the Egyptians. We've been in captivity for a long time. Now, R. Kelly, he's an Israelite, he's a Jake, and he's just in his lot. He's just a singer. And, the scriptures say there's no new thing under the sun. The thing that which have been is that which shall be, So basically, in former lives, because reincarnation is biblical, this was his lot, and this is what he was doing. So my point is that R. Kelly has been singing in captivity all his life, essentially, in this go round, because even though he didn't realize it when he was in the world and he was getting all his fame and his accolades and everything like that, he was always singing in captivity. He just didn't realize it. Let's play this clip a bit. Right, so that's Jake for you, man. We as Israelites, we've always been singing in captivity. Yes, going right back to, the days of us being in ancient Egypt, we were singing in captivity. So this Jake R. Kelly, even though he's banged up and in prison now, as I was saying to you, back in 1990, 1993, 94, 95, 2000, 2005, 2010, this Jake was always singing in captivity. He just didn't realize it. So I'm going to show some precepts to bring out this point, all right? Where are we at? This is what I want. This is what I want. Psalms 137 from verse 1. By the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down. Yea, we wept when we remembered Zion. Now, this is interesting because when I was a child at primary school, they used to make us sing this song. By the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down. And yeah, we wept when we remembered Zion. They made us sing that at primary school, and as a child, as 6, 7 years old, I had no idea what this song really meant. Now I'm growing up and I look back at it and I say to myself, damn man, these Edomites really did a number on us, man. Here they had us singing these songs in our captivity when we didn't even realize who we were or where we were. So it says verse 2, we hanged our harps upon the willows in the midst thereof. For there they that carried us away captive required of us a song. And they that wasted us required of us mirth, saying, sing us one of those songs of Zion. How shall we sing the Lord Yahweh's song in a strange land? If I forget thee, O Jerusalem, let my right hand forget her coming. Is that coming or cunning? Her cunning. If I do not remember thee, let my tongue cleave to the roof of my mouth. If I prefer not Jerusalem above my chief joy. Remember, O Lord Yahweh, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us. Happy shall he be that taketh and dashes thy little ones against the stones. Yeah, so basically, in the land of our captivity, they required of us mirth and told us to sing them one of the songs of Zion. So Jake in this captivity, not just R. Kelly, all the famous Jake singers, Michael Jackson, Prince, Luther Vandross, you name it, all these Jakes have always been singing in captivity. But that's what Esau required of us. Sing us one of those songs because we're very talented people. We got a lot of spiritual gifts, and singing is a very powerful spiritual gift. But unfortunately, in this society, that talent that we have as a people is taken and is exploited, and it is used for Esau's agendas, rather than us using the spiritual gift of song to praise the Lord, which is what it is essentially meant for. Now, there's a lot of precepts to back this up. Where am I? You can go back to this Exodus 15:1. Then sang Moses and the children of Israel this song unto the Lord Yahweh, and spake, saying, I will sing unto the Lord Yahweh, for he hath triumphed gloriously. The horse and the rider hath he thrown into the sea. Psalms 92 verse 1. A psalm or song for the Sabbath day. It is a good thing to give thanks unto the Lord, and to sing praises unto thy name, O Most High. Psalms 96 verse 1. O sing unto the Lord Yahweh a new song. Sing unto the Lord Yahweh all the earth. Psalms 98 verse 1. A psalm, O sing unto the Lord Yahweh a new song, for he hath done marvellous things. His right hand and his holy arm have gotten him the... still like it cut off there. Psalms 98 and 1. Yeah, there we go. Sing, sing unto the Lord Yahweh a new song, for he hath done marvelous things. His right hand and his holy arm have gotten him the victory. There you go. The Lord hath made known his salvation, his righteousness hath he openly showed in the sight of the heathen. He hath remembered his mercy and his truth towards the house of Israel, and all the ends of the earth have seen the salvation of our power. Make a joyful noise unto the Lord Yahweh. All the earth make a loud noise and rejoice and sing praise. Sing unto the Lord Yahweh with the harp and with the voice of a psalm, with trumpets and the sound of cornet. Make a joyful noise before the Lord Yahweh the King. Let the sea roar and the fullness thereof, the world and they that dwell therein. Let the floods clap their hands, let the hills be joyful together before the Lord Yahweh, for he cometh to judge the earth with righteousness. Shall he judge the world and people with equity. Yeah, so singing is a very important part of our culture, man. It's something that is ingrained in us as a people, and that is one of our many spiritual gifts as Israelites. One of the many spiritual gifts that the other nations marvel at because they can't do it the way we do it. They haven't got the yeah, I could use the word soul. They haven't got the soul to do it. You talk about soul music. Who's the really pioneered that genre? Jake. Or you got the blues. Who pioneered that? Jake. Because we were singing of our sorrow. And it's like a lot of those old school, Negro spirituals, they call them, like Swing Low, Sweet Chariot, coming forth to carry us home. That's what they called it, those Negro spirituals. But that's because, that's Jake singing in their captivity. And as I said, R. Kelly, he's in captivity now behind bars. But even when he was a so-called free man, as I said, in the 90s, the 2000s, the 2010s, when he was a so-called free man, he was singing in captivity, and he didn't even know he was in captivity. But now he's learning the hard way. This is Baruch 3 verse 8. It says, Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments, according to all the iniquities of our fathers which departed from the Lord our power. So it says, behold, meaning to look. We are yet this day, meaning, even to this day we're still there, in captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments, according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord our power. So what else we got here? I think there's more, because it goes on and on, man. All throughout the scriptures it tells us to sing unto the Lord. Psalms 149 and 1. Praise ye the Lord Yahweh. Sing unto the Lord Yahweh a new song, and his praise in the congregation of saints. Isaiah 38 and 20. The Lord Yahweh is ready to save me. Therefore we will sing my songs to the stringed instruments all the days of our life in the house of Yahweh. Psalms 42 and 10. Sing unto the Lord Yahweh a new song, and his praise from the end of the earth. Ye that go down to the sea, and all that is therein, the isles and the inhabitants thereof. Ephesians 5:19. Speaking to yourselves in psalms and hymns and spiritual songs, singing and making melody in your heart to the Lord. Colossians 3:16. Let the word of Mashiach dwell in you richly in all wisdom, teaching and admonishing one another in psalms and hymns and spiritual songs, singing with grace in your hearts to the Lord. Revelation 15:3. And they sing the song of Moses, the servant of the Most High, and the song of the Lamb, saying, Great and marvelous are thy works, Lord, power, almighty, and just and true are thy ways, thou King of saints. 1 Ezra 5 and 60. Singing songs of thanksgiving and praising to the Lord, according as David, the King of Israel, hath ordained. Yeah, because who wrote the book of Psalms? King David. Let's get this one. Verses 5:62. And all the people sounded trumpets and shouted with a loud voice, singing songs of thanksgiving unto the Lord for the rearing up of the house of the Lord. And it goes on. I think I've made the point, right? I'll read one more. This is Sirach 39:14. And give ye a sweet savour as frankincense, and flourish as a lily. Send forth a smell and sing a song of praise. Bless the Lord Yahweh in all his works. So this is something that is ingrained in us as a people. The nature of us to sing songs unto the Lord Yahweh. So R. Kelly's just in his lot doing his thing. He doesn't realize it. But as I say, he's just a singer. You know, in the ancient world, you'd have probably been a singer singing unto the Lord. But as we've fallen further and further away from the law, statutes, and commandments, a lot of these singers ended up becoming, worldly singers and singing songs not about the Lord, but about other, trivial things, like singing about, how much they love a woman and, singing to promote Esau's agendas. That's what our people have fallen into. But in the kingdom, they're going to go back to singing righteous songs, holy songs that praise the Lord. So let's just play this one more time. Now, the interesting thing is that I was reading some of these comments on this video as well, and it says even a caged bird still sings, and that's true. Read some of these comments here. Those prison walls have great acoustics. This man made some amazing music. I don't want to hurt nobody, hit different there. That's crazy. No auto-tune, real voice. But it's crazy to be singing in there. No, that's what you're doing it. He's the man, he's still got it in him. People acting like he ain't been that dude. That voice was undeniable. I'm glad he's still finding joy in doing what he loves despite his circumstances. Not all of us listens to R. Kelly, only old heads do. And now he be singing in prison, coping much. I know a lot of artists with natural voices without the use of auto-tune. R. Kelly's not the only one. Laugh my ass out, you'll be glazing. You're a fool if you believe this. I don't care what anybody says, I'm still listening to his music. Those studio engineers on site, just God-given natural talent in its rawest form. This man is legendary. The king of R&B can't hold him down. Man, how can we not like that voice? Love them R. Kelly jams still. Lord, what a beautiful voice. He needs to speak to God from the heart. He listens. May the Most High guide you. Okay. I'm a forever fan. Voice will never be matched. The blame is not just on him. I hate people who shut him up for money. The same ones who got him locked up, they should also get locked up. Yeah, it's true. And also, a lot of those women who made allegations against him, man, when you watch them documentaries, man, it's like some of these women are just, bitter and out for revenge because they didn't get, become the trophy wife sort of thing. There's one account of these young girls that claim they were 14. And this is the thing, man. A lot of people forget what young girls get up to. They act like, it's like when people reach a certain age, they act like women don't know what they're doing. Girls at 14 know what the hell they're doing, man. A lot of girls at 14 when I was growing up, they were doing a lot of things that we as 14-year-old boys could only imagine. They were getting up to all kinds of shit with all kinds of men way much older than them, You have guys parking outside the fucking school, giving you screw face, sitting in the car smoking weed, giving you screw face, and you got these little girls giggling and hopping in their car and driving off. That's what was going on. That's what was going down. These women were sexually active long before, over here in the UK, the age of consent is 16. But, from like 12, 13, 14, girls at my school, they're getting up to all kinds of shit, man. But people want to forget and act like that shit don't happen. But that's not the reality. The reality is that a lot of these girls become sexually active and they start looking for older guys to get it on with from a very young age. Now, here's an interesting thing that I kind of realized a few days ago when I was meditating on it. And I'll say this, right? A lot of women don't have hobbies. They don't have hobbies, they have sex. I'll say it again. A lot of women don't have hobbies, they have sex. Like when a girl gets bored, she'll just look for someone to have sex with. That's their entertainment. They won't sit down and get into an art or a craft for the most part. I mean, in the ancient world, girls used to do that stuff. They'd do embroidery, they'd do sewing, they'd learn, skills to help maintain their household. But these women in this modern age, they're idle. And when they get bored, they just look when a woman gets bored in this age, she just wants to go out and party and shake her ass in a club and get with some guy, have a one night stand until that gets boring, and then she moves on to the next dude. As I said, girls don't have hobbies. They have sex, and a lot of times men don't have that option. Men don't have that, what do you call it, opportunities like that to just get with people. But a lot of women do have those opportunities. It's just whether a case of whether she's in the mood to spread her legs or not, and that's just how it goes down. But anyway, the point is that R. Kelly's paying the price for going against the law of the land, the Edomites who control the system. So he's paying the price for it now. But in the kingdom, he'll be back in his right mind, and he'll be singing praises to the Lord way better than he could ever do on this side, because in the kingdom he'll be in his right mind, and his talent will be allowed to flourish to its full extent, and he'll be singing praises, songs of praise unto Yahweh, and all these singers will be doing that. All these singers that sold their souls and took their dirty deal from Esau, they're going to be back in their lot and singing righteous songs. By the end of the day, they're just going to be regular Israelites in the kingdom. That celebrity thing, they're not going to be on the level that they are now in the kingdom. The elect are going to be the ones who are on the level, because on the highest level, because they're the ones who are going to be, whose works are going to be remembered and regarded. That's what's going to be remembered, the works that the elect did on this side. So I'll wrap it up there. So with that, I want to give all praises once again. Praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash, double honors unto the elders and apostles of great millstone that will well. And shalom unto the 144,000 elect men of the nation of Israel, and the rest of the elect that are destined to be saved. And I'll catch you on the next lesson. Ultimately, shalom for now.